We can see your screen. Yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I'm Subodha Gunawardana, attached to the Department of Electrical and Information Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, University of Pune, and I have with me Engineer Thirinda Edri Surya, who's also attached to the same department for now, actually on a temporary basis, and we hope to get him full time very soon. So here we will be talking about this simple tool we have developed, which is called MARKIT, to assist the soft copies, marking soft copies of answer scripts. So before directly getting into the software or the software tool, I would just give a brief introduction or brief background on how we came into this one. So for that, to start off with, I would like to go on to these findings of this World Bank report. And this World Bank report says, due to COVID-19 pandemic, 150 countries, in fact, over 150 countries were affected, and over 106 billion students were affected, and that led to remote learning. And with that, there are a few lessons learned. I would like to show this in this graph or in this picture. There are a few important lessons here, like importance of teaching skills and importance of the physical interactions of the students in teaching learning activity, which we take for granted in regular setup. And then the importance of the ecosystem. Importance of this ecosystem we can talk about in many ways. So I would like to focus on the regulatory bodies, the different ministries associated, and the legal background. Now, for example, even in Sri Lanka, we know internet service providers are different companies, and power is given by maybe the government or state-owned institutions, and regulation is done by a separate authority run by the government. So without having a collaboration with these people, it will be very difficult to do a remote teaching and learning activities. That means online education. And the other thing is the impact of the technology. So of course, the technology should be there, and having technology is not enough, and we have to have the whole ecosystem with that. And last but not least, the parents' role in students' education. So when it comes to online education, it is very important that parents understand what students are doing. Otherwise, they will run into various sort of problems. So in this World Bank report, they have identified all these as lessons learned, and to plan a way forward, we have to focus on all these things. Now, should the online education replace this traditional approach? That is a question. Now, of course, the online education has its own advantages and disadvantages, and the regular mode or the physical mode of teaching and learning has its own advantages and disadvantages. I can name a few, like physical interaction is like pretty good in the regular mode, and you can talk to the students very often and you can see what they are doing, and like there are a number of advantages like that. And at the same time, in the online education, there are a number of advantages, like you can reach large number of students, and you don't have to have so much of physical resources to do this. And at the same time, it has like connectivity issues and things like that. So as a team from Faculty of Engineering, University of Pune, we don't think that they should compete with each other. Rather, we think that they should be complementary and they should combine with each other and give a blended learning experience. In fact, I have been involved in this blended teaching and learning activities about 4 years ago in a different institute. So I'm pretty sure that some of the institutes in Sri Lanka right now is working with this blended mode. So I think all the other universities also focus on moving into a blended learning approach or teaching and learning approach to enhance the teaching and learning activities. So what is our journey? Now, our journey started from the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, all the teaching and learning activities were halted. So we were not the first set of people to get on board with this online teaching and learning activities. However, around May or June 2020, we moved on to online teaching activities, online teaching and learning activities. However, we were pushing the exams away because we had no clue of how to do these online examinations. So in our journey, there were few companies or few tools which helped us in these online teaching and learning activities. So I can name a few like Moodle, of course, Learn Network Sri Lanka, and Zoom, YouTube, Google Classroom, Google Drive, and there were various applications or tools which helped us in doing this online teaching and learning activities. Finally, we wanted to hold the exams, and there were a number of options. We could either do in-class exams or the in-class physical exams as we do regularly by bringing the students in, or we could give take-home assignments and giving exams, or we could hold online exams. So we in fact tried bringing the students in physically number of times, and we were successful in the beginning, but later on, due to the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic, we could not hold the physical examinations. So we were forced to move on to the online mode. So during that time, in fact, we were, I was in a committee to decide how to do these online examinations. Of course, we got some help from Professor Roshan Regal from University of Peradeniya and several other people from different other universities, and we came up with our own plan. So for that, there were a number of options. We could give online MCQs, essay type questions to answer online, or Viva or presentation. Like there are a number of modes, and each has its own advantage and disadvantage. Now, so answering online, if we have like online MCQ or online essay type question, if we want the students to answer online, then we need seamless connectivity to the internet, which can be problematic in certain areas of the country. And even some answers may not be able to type, and students sometimes may not be comfortable in typing the answer than writing the answer in a piece of paper. And in certain times, teachers also prefer to make an exam paper, like they do it regularly in the PDF format rather than making an online exam to answer online. So there were like various issues with this, and I still feel that, I mean, these issues are valid. So due to that those reasons, we thought of going for online examination with giving the exam paper online, and student answer the exam by physically writing on a piece of paper and scan the answer script and send it to us. Now, I think number of universities in Sri Lanka right now use this method. And again, it has its own advantages and disadvantages. However, this is the requirement right now, or this is what we are doing right now. And now with all these, there's a problem of how to mark. Now we have the soft copies of the answer scripts and how to mark these answer scripts. So again, we thought of number of ways of doing this. We could either, while having the soft copies of the answer script, we could ask the students to send us the answer script, or we could just have a different mechanism to collect the answer scripts from the students such that we can mark them physically. Or else we could just print the answer scripts and distribute it among the examiner to mark, which is again double the work and waste of paper. Or else we could use a simple tool like PDF reader to mark the exam papers. With that, however, we won't get the facility of summing up the marks automatically or even automatic reporting. So we thought of going for a marking tool which helps us to do all these things. That is why now we came up with this MARKIT marking tool. Now, in fact, as a team, we searched for a number of options to do this thing. However, we could not find any tool in the internet which does what we require to do, which is marking the soft copies of the answer scripts. Of course, I found one abandoned project from a group of people who tried to do this. However, it was not complete. Then when I discussed this with my team, this engineer Tilinda came to me and said, "Sir, why don't we develop this on our own?" So that is how we started. Then we discussed with the relevant stakeholders and got the requirements and build a simple tool. So why this simple tool? In fact, it is easy to use. Of course, it will be after the learning curve. Anything, I mean, any tool has a learning curve. So during the learning curve, you may find it kind of difficult sometimes. However, after that particular learning curve, it's a very short learning curve. It will be easy to use and it will be time efficient when you mark and report, and the reporting facility is inbuilt, and marking won't be 100% accurate, even though I say 100% accuracy, because that depends on the examiner. However, the summing of the marks and reporting will be very accurate than we do it physically. Right? So our scope would be to have one examiner as the first examiner and another examiner as the second examiner, and one person to moderate the marks. So in certain institute, this marks moderator can be the first examiner himself. So it doesn't matter. We have allocated 3 roles: the first examiner, the second examiner, and the marks moderator. And the limitation is we should have the answer scripts in the PDF format, and it should be in a single folder location. And since all these are in digital format, it is very important that originals should be backed up. So from this point onwards, in order to give you a demonstration and to give you a better idea about the software or the tool, I would invite engineer Thilinda Drisuriya to continue from here. Thilinda?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Subodha. I hope you all can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, right. Thank you. Okay, so I will be continuing from the where the Dr. Subodha has stopped the presentation. So so this is the marking process of the software that we have developed. It's called MARKIT. So this is the sort of the flow diagram that we are going to follow in order to get the result that we want. So first we have to start the software. Okay. Then we need to, at the beginning, we need to create a project folder. In the sense of project means, that means we need a location to save all the files regarding that particular exam paper. For if you are marking several exam papers at the same time, you can create multiple projects in order to use this software. And that's the first step of starting this process. Then you have to select your role, whether you are the first examiner or the second examiner, or you are the marks moderator. Then after that, based on your role, either whether you are the first examiner or the second examiner or marks moderator, we have 2 steps actually, so 2 parts here. For the first examiner, the very first examiner that's going to mark the paper, then need to select all the anscript folder from the software. Okay, so that means we have to give the location of all the answer scripts to the software. Then because he's the first examiner, he need to enter all the examination details to the software. So that means what's the what's the institute, what's the department, and what's the module or the course code, module code or course name, so examination name, or what are the what is the total marks, what's the semester, And also in examination details, you have to enter the question structure. Okay, what's the question structure here? Then I will explain you it further. What this question structure is, and that's a question structure. It's a very important part in this software. And then we have the process of pre-process. That means we are going to pre-process all the PDF forms in a friendly manner that we can use it to mark our put our marks in there. Then we proceed into marking as usual, and then we finalize it. Then finalize means we are in the finalized process. We are going to calculate all the marks, and we are going to there's a front page created using this software, so we are going to update the front page, and also we are going to create an automatic Excel sheet based on the marks that you have entered in the PDF. So it's going to be in the finalized process. We are going to automate this all the process of adding all the marks and also creating a full descriptive Excel sheet. Okay. So that means you don't have to manually enter the student name, student register number, and also all the marks of each question. So first question this March, second question, and also don't have to calculate each by hand and add the total marks. It's already automatically generated. Okay, then we have the final step of zipping. Zip means we are going to create a zip file including all the detail, all the necessary information to send to the next examiner. For next examiner means whether it's a second examiner or other examiner. So they can use this zip file and insert into the software and also start marking again. So that's the first examiner role. Then if you are a second examiner or marks moderator, you don't have to enter any examination details because we are receiving all the files from the first examiner. The previous examiners have already entered the details. So the second examiner and the marks moderator do not have to enter any details regarding the examination or the question structure. Then they can directly pre-process and start marking and same finalize and save. So that is the overall process of this software. Then I will show you some user interfaces that to get you into familiarization. So this is the first user interface that you are going to see when you switch on the software, when you start software. So as I mentioned before, there's a current project and the project button here. So create a project, and then the roles in here, drop down box, you have roles and your name. So with what's your name in there with the title. Then here in browse, you can select where the papers are located. Okay. Then you can go to the next step. So the next user interface you are going to see is this sort of interface to enter all the details of examination and institute details. Okay. So then here we have all the university, faculty, department, and also you can add the logo as well. Okay. So in order to create a front page, I will be showing it to you later. Then module code, module name, and also semester, date of examination, total marks, and also the important part here is question structure here. Question structure in here, I have showed you 5 questions. The total question, there are 5 questions. And in each question, we can have some sub questions as well. Then here in first question, we have 2 sub questions, A and B. And in part A, we have another sub parts. There are 2. So in B, we don't have any other sub parts. So in question 2, there's no subpart. So question 3, and likewise, we can select a detailed question structure here, total questions, and also the detailed sub questions as well. Then you can submit it. Then you will have a sort of this kind of user interface. You will see in the left side all the details that you have already entered, and also some buttons and process. I will be explaining what are these processes going to be. So these are the 3 main interfaces you are going to see when you start the software. So I will now go out from this presentation and do a live demonstration to show you how this process is going to be. So I have selected a simple answer scripts just to show you this question structure and all. So here I have selected 2 sample answer scripts here. So here we have question number 1 here, and we have part A and part B in number 1 question. And in part A, we have two parts, 1 and 2. Okay. So it's like 3-step questions. Okay. Then in question 2, there are no subparts. So that's all in there. Only question 2, 1 and 2. Okay. So this is going to be the mark sheet or the answer sheet that we are going to mark. There are two main questions. In question 1, we have two A and B subparts, and question A has two parts here. Okay. So we are going to enter the same structure in the software. That's why I showed you this. Okay. So first, this is the software, this MARKIT. Okay. So I will just explain that you have to run it in administrator mode. You can just go to properties and compatibility here, run this program as an administrator. You can tick this button, then it will automatically run in administrator mode. So that's one requirement. Then you will see interface like this when you open up the software for the first time. Okay, when you open up the software for the first time, you will see all these drop downs, this browser button, next button will not be working, inactive, only this project button, because we haven't created any project folder. Therefore, we cannot use any of the functions. So very first thing you have to do is create a project folder. As I mentioned before, this project folder can be anywhere. You can just go to project folder, and I will just go to desktop, and there's a folder called exams. In here, I will create a project called for the name. I will use 1234 EE1234 is like a module code here, okay, course code. Okay, so this is the course code of examination paper that we are going to mark. So I will use the same as that. Then I will just select this folder. Now you see this current project. There's a name here. That's the folder that we have created. Then all these functions are available here. You can see. Now this is the first examiner. So I'm going to select your role as first examiner. So then for the name, I will just Mr. A, something like that with the examiner. Okay, the examiner. Then you have to select the directory. Okay, you can just browse. And in the desktop, I have this simple answer script folder here that I showed you before. I just have to select the folder, not the each PDF. Just select the folder, select file folder. Then you have this path here. Now next step is to go next. Okay. Now you will see the second interface that you are going to see here. In this here we have to add all the like Institute of Ruhuna. So these details are for the first, the front page. Okay, I will just enter sample. Okay, I just have entered a few sample fields here, and you can add a university logo here as well. I have a university logo here. I will just add it here. Okay, that's for the front page, because as you saw in this sample answer scripts, there's no any front page in these PDFs. Okay, so therefore we are going to create our own customized front page. So module code, I will just show like that. Whatever the module name is, something like that. Semester 1, so the date of examination, whatever the date you can select. Okay, date of examination conducted. So total marks. So total marks allocated for this paper, end exam paper, it may be 100 or it may be 50 or 60. I will just go for 50. Okay, just like that. Now the question structure here. Total questions we had in our sample paper, we had 2 questions, 1 and 2. Then in first question, we had 2 parts, A and B. And part A, we had 2 parts here. Sorry. And part A and B here. Okay. So, and part A had 2 parts. 2 parts means Roman number 1 and 2. But question 2 has no any I don't know any sub questions. Okay, that's all the question structure for this sample. So you just can submit this one here like this. Okay, now in the left side you can see the back button. Obviously, go for the back and change all the details if you entered it incorrectly, and also exam details that you have entered here. First examiner, there's no second. Still, there are no any second or marks moderators. So first examiner name and all the other details are here. This open button does is the project. It will open the project folder here. The project folder that you have created. So there are a few folders created automatically. The input will contain the answer scripts that we have selected already. So this input folder is very important. Input has all the raw answer papers. Okay, answer scripts. Okay, data is a data directory that they have this software has automatically created. You don't have to know about it. So that's what this open button do. And next here there are a few things here you need to know. Now, number of first examiners, in the sense there may be more than one first examiners per a paper. That means if you take example, there is a question paper with 5 questions and 3 questions are marked by one examiner and the next 2 questions are marked by another examiner. So in that case, there are 2 first examiners. You have to select these 2 like this. Then you have to tick whether what is your question, whether question 1 or 2. Then okay, that's the purpose of this. There can in some papers there are more than one first examiners. That's the purpose of this. For this example, I will be putting only one. There will be one first examiner. That means you have to mark question 1 and 2 both. Okay, that's why they are inactivated. Then what you have to do is press this start button. Oh, then all the pre-processing will happen in the background. So pre-processing means it will remodify these answer scripts for you to see. Now this process is complete. There are only 2 papers. Now in this view button, you will be able to see all the pre-processed data. It's also inside that project folder. So if you just open this one, you will see now this is the front page that we have created with the logo we have added, and in semester 1 examination, the date and month, year and month is added. Year and month is added based on the date of the exam that we have selected. So January 5th. So this is the module code and module name. And also the student name is taken from the PDF name of the PDF. Okay. Then the first examiner, Mr. A, added. And also we have this nice table to show the marks, question number, first examiner marks and total, second examiner marks moderator. So you don't have to fill these things manually. It will fill out when the process is complete. This will be filled out automatically. Okay. And also at the bottom we have department, faculty of engineering. All the details will be filled in our process. Okay. Then we have this answer scripts here. So 3 pages answer script. Then we have additional a sidebar here. Okay. These are drop down sidebars that you can select when you are marking. So this question number A, B, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for the selection of questions. This the middle box is for adding marks. Okay. Now here we have additional actually extra boxes. You don't have to use all of them. So I just wherever you want, you can just select the question number here, question 1. So it's directly in front of the question. So question 1, question A here, and Roman number 1. Okay. So then you can allocate some marks here. So I will say like 4.2, something like that. Okay. Okay. Now this is the 4.2. Then we have in 1A, there are Roman number 1 and 2. So it is in right here. Okay, then I can just directly say 2 here. Okay, I don't have to select question number 1, A, 2 again, because it's already selected in the above box. So then I just have to select Roman number 2. Okay. Okay, now I have added the marks there. Then in part B, and in part B here, this is the part B. So I can just select part B here, and at the I don't have to select question number 1 again because I have already selected it. Okay. So part B, I will put 6.3 marks like that. So that's it for the question number 1. Okay. And then I can go for the question number 2 here. Question number 2 does not have any subparts. So then I can just put just in here box. Okay. 9 marks like that. Okay. I just put some random marks just to know. And also it is okay. If you want to put some like correct, like click there and circle something, you can just use this PDF Adobe Reader function here, comments, and use this pens here and do something like this as well. Okay, it's not going to bother with our software or the sidebar here. Okay, something like that. Okay, sorry. So this is if it's wrong. Okay, something like that. Okay. You can do this one. It's not going to affect with our software. So after doing that, we can just continue. And the next part is the saving part. We have to save this document. I will just show you the project folder first before saving this one. Okay. So this is, so in here, you can just open here or go to the directly in the folder. Okay, I will just say, click open here. So there are more than a few, there are few folders created. What you need to know is the input contain the raw answer scripts, the original answer scripts. Okay, the marked is empty. This is the location you need to save all the marked files, and ready folder contain all pre-processed, that mean modified answer scripts. Okay, it then means when you open this file here, you have to go to save and you have to select this project folder and go to marked folder. Okay, then if it was so fast, it's inside this project folder, marked folder. Okay, that's where you should save all the marked answer scripts. Then I have saved it here. Okay, now it's saved. And also this view button opens the ready folder. Okay, the open button opens the project folder. So you can also indirectly just go here and ready, or you can just press this view button. Okay, the next step is to finalize. Finalize means though we have only marked one paper, but we can finalize anytime. Okay, if I just press finalize, okay, it's finished because it's only one. Now in this result button, you will see automatically generated Excel file here. This is the automatically generated Excel file here with our all the question structure and this register number, that means the name of the PDF. Okay, I will give you a side-by-side comparison here and here. Okay, now this is the marks that we have added. So you will see the question 1 and 2. There are only two questions there. Question 1 has A and B parts. In question A, we have 1 and 2. Question A1 has 4.2 and 2 has 3 marks. Okay, and B part, and there is a total. Then total of simple A, that means collection of 4.2 and 3 is 7.2. And then question B 6.3 and question 2, and there's a total of question 1. This is a total of entire question 1. Okay, that means 7.2 plus 6.3. Okay, 30.5. Now question 2, we have 9. Then collection of all the total marks is 22.5. So it's already there with the detailed question structure. Okay, so only I did was add the marks in here, these boxes, and press this finalize button. Okay, that's what you have to do for all the papers. Okay, that means all the papers means here now this is only one paper, so I will just go open the next one. So just go to view, so the second paper. Okay, and also I can start marking. I will just put, okay, now there's no order. If the student has started with question number 2, okay, to write, then you can put select question number 2 here and put the marks as well here. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, there's no order. Then I will just randomly put some numbers here. Okay. A also had 2 parts. And I will just put B like that. Then save to the same location. Now it's done. Okay. Then you can press the finalize. Okay. Then again you can select this result button. You will see there are 2 now. Okay. This is second one. 3, 4, 5, 9. Second one. So it's you will see it is same here 6 and 7. And question number 2, 6. Okay. So that's the way it works. Okay. If you are wondering where this result sheet is coming from, it's actually in the same project folder here. If you just open project, there's a result folder here. Okay. Result folder. See, this is the Excel sheet that we are opening from this software. Okay. So, okay, now that's fine. So where are the finalized all the papers here? Now you can see. Now, if I go to this project folder and if I go to marked folder, these can be changed again, right? This can be modified again and deleted and modified. So marked folder contains, again, if you want to change the marks, you can change it. But if we are sending to another examiner, we need a proper way of, sending it securely, because the examiner, so if you take an example, second examiner should not be able to change marks of first examiner. Okay, he have to add his own marks. So therefore, where are those files? It's also there. I will just go open this here. Then the files or the mark sheets that we are going to send are not the mark, but the sheets in this output folder. Okay, this output folder I had created. When you finalize, you can see in here, see the first examiner marks are updated, the front page is updated, and all the marks are there, but they are frozen. You cannot delete or change anything. Oh, this is the secure way of sending to next examiner. So you don't have to do anything manually. This when you are creating the zip file, this software will automatically create the zip file with these files and send it to the next examiner. Okay. So this is not a manual process; it's an automatic process. I just showed you the benefits here. Okay. Okay. That is the first examiner part. So if you are going for the next examiner, it's the same process. Now, actually, I have finished marking this paper. That means there were only 2 papers, and I can just zip it now. Okay, create a zip file. Okay, because now I have finalized all the papers. So when you are zip all papers here, there are 2 options. Whether you want to send this Excel sheet to the next examiner or it's it's option. Okay, so default is yes. And there's another option called blind marking. Blind marking means second examiner will not be able to see the first examiner marks. How they have how the first examiner has allocated these marks. Okay, the second examiner will not see any of the marks that they have put in the sidebar. Okay, so it's also optional. So default is no. I will leave these options as default and press the zip button. Okay, then it says zip successfully, and if you go to this project folder here, you will see this zip file. Okay, this is the zip file. You don't have to unzip or anything. You just have to send it to the next examiner. Then next examiner, the second examiner also can use this software and insert this zip file and create a better, start marking immediately. Okay. Okay. Now I will demonstrate that part also, since it's also next part of the process. Now, the second examiner uses a different computer, different software, different computer, and he also going to start from the beginning, the software, right? So if I just close this one and reopen the software, you will see it's also in the same position we left off. So all the things are saved. Okay. Then you'll be wondering how do I start another paper? So you can just go back here, go back to the first front into user interface. Then you can create another project. Okay, for that means here in this project, so you just can select another, create another project. Yes, then I will go to the same location as like exams. I will use a new folder. So since this is going to be the second examiner, I will just, so remember, second examiner is using a different machine. Okay, again, it's not going to be the same machine, but I'm going to demonstrate the same machine here. Okay, I will leave a underscore and second like this for the second examiner. Okay, so this is my folder. Oh, now you have another folder called project called, okay, this second. Okay, so here in after that you can select what's your role, second examiner. You can name like this. Then you will see when I select this second examiner here, you will see here select zip file. Okay, then you have to find the location where you have that zip file and browse, go to browse. And for me, it is in here. But wherever the position you have in the pen drive or anything, okay, you received from first examiner. Okay, then just have to do it like this and press next. So now see, there are no that middle interface to enter any details. So all the details are here. Okay, all the details are included in that zip file are added here and with the modification of second examiner's name. Okay, the next task is just to start the process, initialize. So you don't have to select anything, just start, because this is second examiner. I can start pre-processing and immediately after the process, then you can just go to view and look at the paper. Okay, now this is the answer script, and you can see the second examiner name is updated, and we have the first examiner marks here, and you have second examiner empty boxes that will be filled out later automatically, of course. And if you go down, you can see the first examiner sidebar is here, and you cannot modify them, but here you can select for the second examiner. Okay, so second examiner marks. Second examiner can put the same marks as first examiner, doesn't matter, or different marks. It's up to you. But the main thing is, if you select the blind marking, you will not see this first examiner column. Okay, the column will be a blank column, empty column. You will not see any marks. You will see the marks in the front page, but you will not see the how the examiner have allocated the marks. Okay, that's the blind marking process. I will just quickly go and put the same amount of marks here. Okay, 4.2 here, and I will just in order to clarify something, I will just put different mark here. For in first examiner is 3, the second examiner 2.5. I'm going to just show you some points here, but others I will just leave it like this, 6.3, and question number 2, 9. Okay, then same process, just save it to the project folders marked folder, save it there, and go to the next one and start marking again the next one. Okay, so starting with Q2, now we'll put the same marks here. Q1, A and 1.2. I'm not going to change any of the marks here. I only change one mark of this first paper. Okay, 7, and I will just save it to the mark folder. Now, okay, I have already marked these files here. Now, what I can do is finalize them as before. Okay, now finalize process is very fast over. Now you can see the result sheet. Okay, so in the result sheet, you will see 2 sheets, first examiner sheet that received from the first and the second examiner sheet that's generated now. Okay, only one difference is now I only changed the second examiner's this Q1A2 part is 3 here. Now it's 2.5. That's the only modification that I made for the second examiners. Others are the same marks as first examiner. Okay, so then now the second examiner work is done. If it is done, you can just, as usual, you can zip it like this. Now we can see there's a second examiner mark paper zip files created with the module code here, just to distinguish each zip file each other. Okay. Okay, now that's done for the second examiner. It's very easy. And also, if you are now you have to send this zip file to the marks moderator. If you are going to send it to him, so it's the same process. You have to create another project. Okay, so obviously in another laptop or another computer, so you have to switch on the software and create a project as usual. Okay, and I will do the same position here. I will just put it like this, moderator. Now you can see moderator. Now you have to select the marks moderator role here. I will just put the name in here like this and select the zip file received from the second examiner. Okay, like this. Okay. Now you can see the sidebar, same thing, same steps. You can see, but the marks moderator name is updated. Okay, you can just press start button. Okay, then again, there's going to be pre-processing, but there's going to be slight difference. Pre-processing I'm going to add another column, of course, and also before I will show that, I will just show the result sheet now. Now, result sheet has a new sheet, mark comparison. It's going to generate a mark comparison between first examiner and second examiner. That's why I deliberately changed this question 1A2. So you can see, so the marks moderator do not have to check for all the questions. So don't have to compare all the questions, why this is different with first examiner and second examiner. He just have to check this mark comparison sheet. So there's only one particular question that he have to check. That means in this particular guy, 3345, question 1A2, there's a difference between first examiner marks and second examiner marks. That's the only difference you can find in here. If there's other difference, it will show it as this check here. Okay. Then you can just go view and select this, okay, this PDF and find this, okay, question 1A2, why there's difference. Let me just check this one out. Okay, question 1, okay, question 1A2, there's a difference. So that's why it shows you. Then marks moderator can directly change this, or whether you can change it or leave it, it doesn't matter. This is question 1. You have to select the entire question field for here because that's the start of here. Question A, 1, 2. You can type a new, or you can make it 0 even. Okay. Okay. No, this is not going to be 3 or 2.5. It's going to be 0. Okay. You can do like that. I will just, okay, not 0. I will put a 4 instead of any of this. And I will just show you, I can just 0 this marks even here. I will just 0 this guy. Okay, so that means in question 1, part A and part 2, it's going to be 4 marks, and in part B, it's going to be 0 marks. So marks moderator can change the marks. Okay, then as previously, you can just save it to the location of marked folder like this. Then I'll just close this one and finalize. Okay, it's over. Now you can see in the Excel sheet, there's a new sheet, marks moderator marks, and you can see question 1A2 is now 4. Question 1A2 is now 4. Other marks are the same as second examiner marks. Okay, we did not add anything. We only add this one, 4. And also we zero out this question 1B part here. Okay, the first examiner and second examiner both did wrong and checked it wrong. So marks moderator can zero it. Okay, or add more marks, doesn't matter. Whatever the modification marks moderator can do, or leave it like that. Then, or the second examiner marks will be taken as the marks moderator marks. So that will be the final marks if you leave everything empty. Okay. Okay. So that's all the 3 steps. That means I demonstrated all 3 parts. That means like all the roles for first examiner, second examiner, third examiner. Okay, so in the same machine and same papers. Okay, but it's going to be 3 separate peoples, 3 separate machines. Okay, so that's it for the demonstration. Yeah, I will give this presentation back to Dr. Subodh.
Okay, thank you, Tilinder. Yeah, so that's it regarding the MARKIT software tool from us. So if anyone is interested in trying out this software, you can send us a request. We can just customize this for you and send a installation file for you. Other than that, if you need any assistance, of course, we can provide some assistance on how to use this. So if you have any questions, I'm myself and of course Tilinder are very happy to answer those questions. And of course, your suggestions are also welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, my name is Basanta. Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
So this is, in fact, a couple of questions. One thing is, does this support only PDF formats when students comes? If they comes in JPEG format, what will happen? The second question, can I complete the questions? Or
please go ahead. No, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, the second one is, if it is only for the Acrobat DC or Adobe Acrobat, how about the other PDF softwares like Nitro Pro or something? Third one, does this support drawing pen? Nowadays, I think many examiners, they use drawing pens or digital drawing or something. Will it support that? The last one is actually, if there are multiple first examiners, probably I can assume how it works. It's good that others, if you can demonstrate that one, that would also have been very good.
Yes, sir. So I will start off with the first question, last question, that is like multiple first examiners, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple first examiners, there's no problem here. But for multiple second examiners, it can be kind of problematic on like how to get to the final stage. Otherwise, multiple first examiners would be okay. Regarding the PDF format or any other formats, the first question, we only support the PDF format for now, and any like document can be converted into PDF format. In fact, what we did was we always advised students to convert their answers script to PDF format and send to us. Even the engineering drawings, that's how we did. So regarding the other two, probably Linda would be in a better position to answer than me.
Okay, so the question was using marking pen, drawing pen, right? So it doesn't matter, we can use it. So because this is a Windows-based application, you can run a Windows computer and use any other tool to mark the papers, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Probably this will support the drawing pen depending on the type of pen maybe, no?
Yes, yes. And the next one is you can use any other PDF reader software. Like it's not only this Adobe Reader, Adobe Acrobat Reader DC. You can use Foxit, or and also web browser. You can use a web browser and open the PDF file and start marking straight away. It doesn't matter. It's not depending on the PDF reader that we are going to use.
Yeah, but one thing, like, I mean, if you want to like write something on the exam answer script, then you should use whatever a PDF reader. Doesn't matter what the reader is. However, the reader that supports writing on top of what you are reading.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful creation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Dr. Subodh, I think there are some questions in the chat as well.
Oh yeah, in the chat there's one question regarding what the devices are, required devices are. So what we need is a computer with Windows and a PDF reader in it, PDF reader or any sort of a tool that can read the PDF files that we are going to use. That's all. The system requirements may be a little high, like probably over 4 GB of RAM or probably around 4 GB of RAM, Windows. And other than that, it's all good.
And there are a couple of questions on how...
it says how we create student index number. Yeah, the index numbers are read from, in fact, PDF file name. What we did in our case was like, anyways, when we asked the students to submit the answer scripts, we gave them a format to submit. And even when we were receiving, I in fact created a receiving Google form, and in that I wrote some scripts and got the file name into the format that we need. Or else, if there are any issues, our assistant registrar in fact checked the file names and did necessary modification to the file names. So the file name should be whatever the name that you need, whether it is the student ID or whether it's the student's name, that is up to the institute to decide. So it should be the file name of the PDF file.
Does it support any character like backslash?
Fill in the
Okay, so that means if the name supports, because some characters are not allowed in the name in Windows-based machines. So if the name is supported, it's okay in here.
Yeah, for the index number.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't matter if it is supported in there. If it is in the PDF name, it's okay to hear.
Yeah, so it is like this. Like if a PDF can be saved in that name, then for us it's okay. For the tool, yeah.
No, I mean, when you write the index number, probably we use backslash sometimes, say ENG.
Yeah, like I mean, when the students are saving their file, anyways they have to give the name. So in that case, if they can save it using whatever the format, it's fine with us because we can read it, and then we are going to use that particular name as the index. Of course, like Windows, you may not support the backslashes and stuff. So what we did was we used the underscore instead of the backslash. Yeah. Can we use it as a standalone? We can use a local computer. Yes, we can. We can use it in a local computer as long as you download all the download, or you get the answer scripts in a pen drive. You can use it as a standalone application.
There are some suggestions from Mr. Anurad Udunur. So maybe you can comment on that.
Yeah, it would be better if the sub-question numbers of the already marked question is not showed. Yeah, in fact, issue here is once we create the PDF file to mark, we don't have any control over what is displayed there. So we cannot do it right now in this particular version. Probably we can think of it and do some changes in the future. But for now, the whole structure would be shown. And if there is anything wrong, it will be caught by the second examiner or the marks moderator. So for now, we will have to show everything. Yeah, there's another question from Deshan.
I guess Dr. Subodh, I'm audible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In any case, like if the same question is marked twice, so the same thing will be repeated now in the PDF.
Yes.
So then, so the second mark is going to be overridden, or first mark is going to be overridden. So what is the procedure there?
Yeah. Second examiner will give his marks, and when the at the marks moderation, when it sees that there's a mismatch between the first examiner and the second examiner, it will catch that, and then the marks moderator can adjust it.
No, that's not the case.
Yeah.
Dr. Subodh, like we'll think like in the same one, like we can select the same question twice, right? Q1A1. In the second box also, I can select Q1A1 with different marks.
Yes.
In such a scenario, what mark will be selected, or is it going to be giving you error?
No,
like
it's going to be the addition of both answers. Both answers marks are going to be the final mark. Addition.
Addition mean like if the same mark is being repeated, those things will be added to it.
Yeah, that will be added, and then that will be caught at the second examiner's level.
Okay.
Yeah, Samira. Oh, Samira. Samira, you are not audible.
Can you hear me, doctor?
I don't know if it is me. It's not clear for me.
I think there's a problem with your connection. Samir, maybe if you can type your question.
Yeah, I'll use the chat.
So there's a question with how can they obtain the software? Do they have to request you officially through an email, or you can?
I mean, it's better if you can send us an email having details like your institute name, the department and stuff, so that we can customize it and send it to you. But one thing is like, I mean, we right now we don't want to like widespread this one among like everyone just as a free tool. Rather, we would give it for free, so you can use it for your institute. So we will customize it and give.
So maybe if you can share your email, maybe the
Yeah, I
can.
will do that. I will do that.
So, Doctor, so what do you mean by customize? So you are
No,
doing all the pictures here, or you are minimizing?
Customizing in the sense like in the GUI, the graphical user interface, you will have your institute name and stuff. So that way, like, I mean, any other institute without our permission cannot use it. I mean, they can, of course, but still that's not going to be official.
Okay, thank you. And this is a very good achievement. I think we feel like it's very easy for us to check the briefing document, especially the assignment and the things. And so by sending an email, is it okay to receive the software to us?
Yes.
Okay,
just an email would be fine. I will just give you the email address.
Okay, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions? We have a few more minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Tabotaran. I'm from Jaffna University. Would it be possible to interact with you by email for arranging some other similar workshop for our staff
Yeah, sure.
University?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will send the email to the suboda@eie.ruhuna email address.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Anything else? All right. Yeah. Philinda would like to say a few words. Yeah, Philinda.
Okay, one more thing. So this is so this can be changed with the institute. Oh, that means the front page and all the reportings and all things, the question structure. So if you want like customized version, there is actually a pro version. That means pro version in the sense we will provide a very customizable software for your institution. So that's it's not a free version, it's going to be a pro version. So there will be this type of modification for this. But if you are using the free version, all the things that I showed you are in there, but particular to your institute. And if you want customizable front page, unique question structure, and also if you want to mark assignments and as well as laboratory reports and all the other PDFs regarding the curriculum, you can ask for this pro version. As also you can for in here we are only generating the Excel sheet, but if you want a pro version, then it will be able to generate statistical reports such as the bell curves and all the question wise analysis of the marks and all the things, and also the custom support. So that's the features of pro version. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, probably in fact you can just use this particular version and see whether it satisfies your requirement. And like, I mean, it's a long process, so you can use this version and see.
Okay, then if you have no more questions.
Sorry?
I think it's a mistake. Okay, so let me first of all, thank our presenters, Dr. Subodha and Engineer Telinda, taking this platform to showcase the product. I think it is very helpful for many universities and all the other institutes where they still have some traditional way of marking, and then they want to switch online. I think Anuradha put a question in relation to this. So anyway, I think it's a really good initiative, and I hope it will be contribute a lot to local universities, because sometimes we have difficulty getting down the software to suit their requirement. Thank you, Dr. Subodha Gunawardena, taking this opportunity to present and showcase your tool, as well as helping the community on especially in online and distance learning teaching. And at the same time, I also want to make an announcement. Our next presentation next month. Again, we will be having another open source tool on marking MCQs, especially like paper-based, marking, the answer sheet, and how you may actually automate it using open source software. So this will be done by Dr. Isuru. So hopefully those who are present here today will join us with our next seminar as well. Please do join our WhatsApp group for more information about related technologies. At the same time, once our TEAL2.O platform ready, so we will have another series on about the tools and how can you make use of your own teaching and learning. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the participating.
Thank you very much, everyone, and thank you very much, Professor Roshan, also.
Okay, so hope to see you in next seminar series. Thank you.
Thank you.